Yo, I'm Brendan. Webull is offering us 8% in our savings account. This is completely ridiculous. Today I'm going to go over exactly what the details are of this account and how this works. But it's extra ridiculous because the Fed is lowering rates soon, like maybe as early as tomorrow. And so what this means for us is that we're going to be earning less money in all of our savings accounts and all these places that are currently giving us around 5%. It's not going to happen anymore. And this sucks, but what options do we really have? We could invest that money instead of holding it in cash, but then you incur extra risk. So a lot of people don't want to do that. You could, number two, do nothing and just let your interest rates go down and earn less money and essentially get eaten by inflation. Or you could do number three, which is get 8% from Webull. So let me tell you exactly how this works, and you can decide if it's worth it for you or not. This video isn't sponsored. I just got this promotion in my own Webull app, so I want to make a video about it. So check this out. This is a promotion from July 10th through August 9th, and so we've only got a little bit more time to actually take advantage of this at all. But the base APY is 5%, which is already industry standard. It's right up there with the best of them. They're already doing great by giving us this offer. But on top of that, you can get an extra 3% APY for an amount of time. So let me tell you the fine print here. First of all, the APY bonus that you get is for up to 180 days. And here's how that breaks down. You get 180 days of this extra bonus rate as long as you deposit at least 25 grand. If you do less than that, it's only 30 days of a boosted rate. But either way, it's a good offer. So if you deposit between 0 and $24,999, you get a boost of 2% for just a month. Is that worth moving your money around? Like, let's say you're not even using Webull. Should you sign up today and do this offer just for that? I think it's a waste of time. For 1 month to get 7%, like, who cares? You're not going to get a full 7% in that month, to be clear. Let's be clear on the math here. It's 7% per year, and so you get 1/12 of that because it's a month. Then the rest of the months after that, you'll get 5% or whatever the Fed lowers the rates to, then they'll respond. The juicy stuff starts happening whenever you have over 25 grand, because then not only do you get a higher rate of 2.5% if you're between 25 and 50 grand, you also get it for the full 180 days. So that's really where I think this becomes financially feasible and worth potentially moving your money around, especially if you're sitting on a lot of cash. If you've got 50 or 100 grand in cash that's doing nothing for you, to get 8% for 180 days is pretty awesome. Let's do that math and find out exactly how much money this is. So let's say you put in the max, the full 100 grand, and you get 8% on that. If it was in it for the full year, we're talking about $8,000, obviously. But because you've only got that promotional rate for 180 days, it's about half that. You know, the math's not perfect, but it's around there. So to make 4 grand for doing nothing is pretty amazing. Unfortunately and logically, there's a cap on this though. So if you've got 500 grand in cash, you can't put all that in here and earn a bunch of money on it because the cap is essentially a penny below 100 grand. So very few of us will have that problem. More of us will have problems that we need to get into with this fine print though. For one thing, the eligibility of this offer is through the app, and it's for whoever receives this notification. So I don't know if this is literally okay for everybody to try and do, because whenever I Googled it, it's a little bit hard to find. Like, I can find it easier in my phone app than I can on here, but it sounds like this isn't going to be offered to literally every single Webull customer. So you'll have to check your own account and see if this is available to you. Also, critically, if you're planning on doing this, you cannot just put money in here and think you're going to get 8%. It says right here, you have to accept the offer. You have to elect to participate by clicking participate on the landing page for this offer. You've got to opt into this, so do not miss that step. But there's still 2 more questions we need to answer. Number 1, is this a guaranteed rate? Is this something you can count on for that full 180 days like the math that we did, or will it change? And number 2, how does this get handled as far as tax treatment goes? Well, right here under this section, we can see for offer rewards, it says in very nerdy detail exactly what our benefit's going to be. And for any of those 3 tiers, the benefit is the same. The promotion that you get is you receive interest payments at an interest rate that is 2% greater than the applicable stated interest rate under the cash management program. What that means in layman's terms is whatever that base rate is, whatever that happens to be 50 or 100 days from now, you're going to get 2% more than that, or 2.5% more than that, or 3% more than that, depending on your deposit amount. But they're not guaranteeing that that base rate is going to be 5%. This is not a CD. This is not a bond. This isn't a financial product that you buy and have that set duration that's locked in time. It is not that. This is still just a high yield cash management product that gets a little bit of frosting on top. So if for some reason you have to have this interest rate, you have to have it maintained, this is not guaranteed. And if I was a betting man, I would bet that in the next 180 days, that basic rate is going to go down 4.5%, 4%, something like that. I've already gotten some notifications from other investing brokerages that they're already lowering rates, and the Fed hasn't even had their meeting yet. It's not until tomorrow. But the important thing to know is that those kind of savings rates change all the time. These companies owe us nothing in terms of those rates. They can change them whenever they want. Sorry, I'm beating that dead horse there about the rates changing, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people out here who have a lot of cash deposited in some kind of high yield cash management product who end up getting really disappointed because they thought the 5% days were going to last for forever. They're not. They're coming to an end really soon. If you want to know what I would do if I was starting over investing this year, if I had a bunch of cash to deploy, then watch the video that I'll link at the end of this video. But we have that last question to answer. What happens with tax treatment? Well, this little bonus interest rate that you get that earns you more cash on your cash from Webull is essentially treated the same as income. So it says right here, it's going to be treated as other income on the form 1099 MISC. That's miscellaneous. Webull doesn't handle any of those taxes for us. It's all about you, and you're reporting your income correctly on your own tax returns. Just make sure that you don't forget to report that stuff, because if you do make $4,000 doing this, the IRS is going to want to know. But actually, this is just one of the 3 offers that Webull has going right now that give you extra boosts on top of any kind of standard normal rate you'd expect at a brokerage. So if you combine all 3 of these together, you get kind of a ridiculous amount of boosted rates right now. Let's talk about the other 2. This one is a transfer bonus. So whatever you transfer over to Webull in terms of another brokerage account, maybe you're investing with Fidelity or Robinhood or somebody like that, you just transfer those investments that you have from there into Webull, you get an extra 2% on top of that. But it's only for a limited time, so you have between August 1st and September 17th to make this transfer happen. There is a cap on the max that you can send over, $5 million. Hopefully that's a problem that you have. Congratulations, you've won the financial side of life. But this 2% bonus is double what I got with Robinhood whenever I transferred some funds over. So that's pretty sweet. And speaking of Robinhood and beating them, they also got an IRA transfer bonus that's the best I've ever seen. 3.5% cash back on transfers or contributions to your IRA. This is ridiculous. We're talking about cash, IRAs, and taxable accounts, all that benefit with this extra boost over and above what really anybody else is doing right now. In some cases, doubling what other people are doing, or infinitely more, because most brokerages just say, hey, you should transfer your money over to us, and they don't give you any kind of bonus. These are the best bonuses I've seen in the industry right now. Now, does that make it a compelling enough offer for you to use Webull? That's up to you to decide. I've continued to use Webull over the years because I've liked the platform enough to use it a bit. I've always loved them for their free stocks, because typically you get somewhere between like 6 and 20 free stocks whenever you sign up with them. So you probably are going to get something like, I would guess, between $15 and $100 worth of free stocks is like an average amount. Some people get a lot more. I don't think anybody gets less than $15 as long as you're actually using like a promotional thing whenever you sign up. I've got a link in the description. It's an affiliate link. This video is not sponsored by them. I just happen to be an affiliate of theirs. And overall, the platform has continued to get better over the years as far as the design, the options that you have with Webull Lite. If you want it to be simpler, all that stuff is good. But ultimately, if the platform doesn't float your boat, even these transfer bonuses probably won't be worth it for you. Now watch this video on what I would do if I was starting over investing this year, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.